Hello everyone, this is Ashley Tucker. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be using a couple of older kits from Spellbinders to create a Christmas gift card bag. The kits that I'm using are the For You gift card holder from April 2019 and the Festive Wreaths slider card from June 2019. So I started by taking one of the dies from the For You gift card holder set, and I cut a piece of craft cardstock twice with that, and these two pieces are going to be glued together to form the actual holder. After you use the die, you'll see that it creates two score lines, and you can fold along those, and that creates those two flaps on the two edges. These two pieces are going to form the front and the back of my gift card holder. I added some double-sided tape to all of those flaps, and then in order to put them together, I lined up those two edges right next to each other, and then I very carefully flipped the one over on top of the other. And you got to be really careful because that tape is pretty strong, so if you don't get it lined up properly, you might have a little bit of trouble adjusting it. Next, I die cut the handle for the gift card holder. I cut that out of white cardstock, and you want to make sure to cut that out of a lighter weight cardstock. You definitely don't want to use the 110 for this because that handle is going to bend and you want it to be able to bend easily. I used my Gina Designs Connect glue in order to glue one half of that handle onto the gift card holder, and then I used my tweezers in order to hold it in place while it dried. For the tissue paper on my gift card holder, I decided to use actual tissue paper. Now this die set does come with a die that lets you cut paper to look like tissue paper, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to use real tissue paper and see how it turned out. So this is a wax tissue paper, and I fan folded that entire piece and then cut it in half. You'll see that I have that red piece of cardstock there. I die cut that piece out with one of the dies from the kit, and this is actually the piece that the gift card is going to go on. And there's a little slot on it that you slide the wax paper through, and then there's a flap that folds down and hides the end of the wax paper. I cut down the wax paper so that it would be completely hidden when I fold down that flap, and then I secured it with a piece of Scotch tape, and then I glued down that flap with some double-sided tape. There's a die in the kit which cuts two little slots onto this piece so that your gift card stays in place. So I took that die and I secured it with some Post-it tape on there, and I ran it through my die cutting machine, and now I have those two little flaps that I can slide a gift card through. And you'll see here how this piece fits perfectly inside of that holder that I created earlier. There's this cute little tag die that comes in the gift card holder kit, and I cut that out of the same red cardstock that I used on the insert, and then I used red and white twine in order to tie it around the handle on my gift card holder. You'll see that there's a little white snowflake that I glued onto that tag. I cut that snowflake out with a die from the Festive Wreaths slider card kit. That kit comes with 3 different snowflake dies, and I cut a bunch of them out of white cardstock and white glitter cardstock. I wanted to create a snowflake wreath on the front of my gift card holder using all of those snowflakes. So the first thing that I did is I took a circle die and I used that to trace a circle onto the front of the gift card holder. I used that circle as a guide for placing my snowflakes so that I could make sure that my wreath was perfectly circular. If I just eyeballed it, I know I probably would have messed it up and had a wonky looking circle. I used my Gina Connect glue in order to adhere these snowflakes, and while I was placing them, I made sure to alternate between the white cardstock ones and the white glitter cardstock ones. I did have a couple of leftover snowflakes once I went all the way around the circle, and I did take one of those and I filled in an area that I thought needed a little bit more. For the sentiment on my gift card holder, I picked a stamp from the Tiny Words Christmas stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, stamped it onto some slate cardstock, and embossed it with white embossing powder, and then I cut it down into a strip and popped it up in the center of that wreath with some foam tape. Now, I could have left it like this, and that would have been fine, but I kept thinking to myself that this wreath needed some Christmas ornaments. So I decided to take these Raindrop Embellishments, and because they're kind of rounded, they do look a little bit like ornaments, and I have a bunch of different sizes of them, and I placed them all the way around that wreath, and then I glued them down with the Gina K Designs Connect glue. And then, of course, I always love to add a lot of sparkle, especially with Christmas cards. So I took my Wink of Stella glitter brush and I went over that sentiment. And then this is all done, and you can see how the gift card slides right in there, and it's a little surprise for whoever you give it to. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you really enjoyed this gift card holder idea using some older kits from Spellbinders. Spellbinders is having a promotion on these kits right now, so be sure to check them out. I'll have links to them as well as everything else that I used for this project down below in the description. If you enjoyed watching today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do new videos every single week, and I'm going to be back with another one really soon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.